The Edmonton Oilers have finally made it official. Corey Perry has signed and is now a member of the team. We'll discuss the contract and what it means for them moving forward coming up next. So welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. As I mentioned, we have the official news now from the Edmonton Oilers that they have agreed to terms and signed veteran forward Corey Perry. Now, of course, yesterday we had got the news that it was believed that Perry and the Oilers had come to an agreement, but the team had not made the news official or given us any details on the actual contract or anything. So I did mention it in last night's video, but now we can talk about it a little bit further and confirm the exact news. So Perry signs for the remainder of the season. His actual salary is league minimum $775,000. However, it is a contract similar to what they gave Connor Brown with performance-based bonuses. Now, in Brown's case, it was a big bonus for games played, and unfortunately, that's causing them some issues because Brown's production has been, well, non-existent, we'll call it. In Perry's case, though, some of the bonus money is tied to games played, and some of it is tied to playoff success. So the breakdown will be as follows. So $775,000, like I said, in salary. He can earn upwards of $325,000 extra. $225,000 of that is in games played. So as long as he plays in at least 10 games, he'll get the $225,000. Now, of course, Brown's performance bonus was the same. It was based on 10 games played. But you never know. A player can play. Maybe before they hit 10, they get hurt and miss time. That's a possibility. If anything happens like it did in Chicago and he's ends up away from the team or, heaven forbid, terminated again, which I don't expect, they don't have to pay that. So clearly, he has to play 10 games, which isn't a lot, but he still has to do it. The other two bonuses are $50,000 a piece. So there's two $50K ones. One of them is that they have to win 2 playoff rounds, and Corey Perry has to appear in 50% of the games in the second round, or at the very least 50% of the total games between rounds 1 and 2. Now, the other bonus is, again, $50,000 for the Oilers winning 3 rounds of playoff hockey. So, obviously, that would require them to win the West and head to the Stanley Cup Final. And once again, he has to appear in either 50% of the games in that round or 50% of the total games in the first 3 rounds of the playoffs. So, let's say the first round's a 7-game series and he appears in all 7 games, but then is scratched from time to time in rounds 2 or 3. It has to level out that he's in at least 50% of the games. Now, those are not huge amounts of money for the team, so I would suspect you're not going to see them be strategic and have him either in the lineup or not to save a couple of bucks. He was brought in to help this team win. So really, if you think about it, the maximum he's going to earn really is $1.1 million, or at least a prorated version of $1.1 million based on the salary. Of course, $775,000 won't be fully paid out because that's for the entire season. At this rate, he's going to probably earn somewhere as close to half of that, considering where we are in the campaign. So he'll probably get somewhere between $350,000 and $400,000. I don't know the exact number of games right off right now that the Oilers have played, but he'll get a prorated version of $775,000. And then the bonuses will kick in later. Of course, just like Connor Brown's case, if they have room in their cap, then the bonuses will obviously count on this year's cap. If not, they can be an overage and count towards next year. So obviously those bonus overages can be problematic if they have too much of them. The Connor Brown one, like I said, is much more of an issue than anything else that we've seen. Corey Perry is also going to wear number 90 for the Edmonton Oilers. We do know that much. When he plays, we don't know. I mean, at this point, we know Corey Perry's been out of the NHL for getting close to 2 months, not quite a full 2 months here. I know when he was first terminated in Chicago, he put out a statement and basically said he was going to be taking some time to deal with some things that kind of caused the issues there which resulted in his contract being terminated. So I don't know exactly what he went through. He is expected to speak to the media along with GM Ken Holland later this afternoon sometime. I think it's going to be around, I think it's 2 o'clock Eastern. I'm not sure the exact time, but sometime in a couple of hours' time. So we'll get a little bit more details on when he may play. I would suspect that recently he's been training, so it might not be too long, but he's probably going to want to at least get a couple practices in. I think that's fair to say. Now, he may not have to wait very long to play against his former team, the Blackhawks, considering the Edmonton Oilers actually play Chicago this week on Thursday. So will he be in the lineup? I don't know. Time will tell. Like I said, we'll probably get a little bit more clarity on that situation a little bit later this afternoon when he and Ken Holland both speak to the media. We'll also probably, because I think there's only a few days left before that he and the NHLPA can put forth a grievance for his Chicago contract being terminated as well. So we'll have to wait and see where things go on that front. Corey Perry did have a lot of other interests around the NHL. A lot of teams were doing due diligence and trying to make decisions on should they offer him a contract or worse, what should they do. Ultimately, I think he thought it made a lot of sense to join the Oilers, who has become a real threat lately with this massive winning streak. There was belief, according to, I know Frank Cervalli on his daily live show that he did just earlier, a couple hours ago, indicated that the Los Angeles Kings and the New York Rangers and Tampa Bay Lightning were also among teams that were, had various levels of interest and obviously were involved in negotiations to some degree. There was a few other teams in there as well. I know Toronto was mentioned heavily when he was first available, but I don't think things really ever got to the point that there was any serious conversations. I do think there was some early mutual interest, but I don't really think it got too far or to the point where they were really seriously thinking about doing it. Obviously, a lot of teams would have had to, figure things out cap-wise, which is not, easy to do. So we'll have to see where things go from here and how things play out for the Oilers and Corey Perry. Be interesting to see him in the lineup. I believe they're getting Dylan Holloway back as well, so that's a little bit of an injection to the forward group. I know the Oilers obviously have, Jack Campbell in the minors still, so, is Skinner going to be, getting some help behind him and when it comes to goaltending, or are they going to run with Pickard? At some point, will they give Campbell another chance? Like, he has played better the last few starts in the American Hockey League, but how much of a sustained presence are they going to want to see from him before they give him that chance? It's really difficult to say how things go right now for the Oilers the rest of the way, but I suspect they definitely will want to make other moves. It's just a little bit questionable right now exactly what those moves are going to be. So let me know your thoughts on the Corey Perry signing in Edmonton. Is this the right move for them? They certainly have had success with other players that have had, off-ice issues that have resulted in contract termination. See, Evander Kane is a prime example. So I have no doubt things will work out from that perspective. They're well equipped to handle things. I just hope from an on-ice perspective, was this the right move as well? Is this what the Oilers are missing? The missing, thing to kind of put them over the top. They've been on a massive winning streak. Do they dare really mess with things? But obviously adding was still a priority for Ken Holland and Jeff Jackson. So let me know your thoughts on this signing down in the comments. We'll discuss further. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and stick around. We'll be back later with lots of other news and rumors from around the entire league. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.